Welcome. Today, we're going to break down a condition your doctor may have mentioned, acute colonic pseudo obstruction.
So your doctor just said pseudo obstruction. And yeah, that can sound pretty confusing, maybe even a little scary. But don't worry, we're here to make it super simple. Okay, let's dive right in.
The most important word to hang on to here is pseudo. It literally just means false. So think about it like traffic on a highway. A mechanical obstruction is like a real physical car crash, blocking all the lanes. Nothing can get through. But a pseudo obstruction, that's different. The highway is totally clear. There's no crash. The problem is that all the traffic signals are broken, so no one is moving.
Right, so what does this all mean for you? It means your colon is acting like it's blocked, but there's no actual physical thing in the way. It's a communication problem. The nerve signals that tell your colon to squeeze and push things along, they've just gone quiet for a bit. Okay, so the big question is, why is this happening to me? Let's get into the common reasons this can pop up. You know, what's really important to understand is that this condition almost never just shows up on its own. It's usually your body's reaction to some other major stress, like recovering from a big surgery or fighting off a really tough infection. Your body is so focused on that main event that the colon's nerve signals kind of get put on the back burner. So how in the world do doctors figure out that this specific nerve issue is what's going on inside you? How can they tell? Well, they use imaging, like X-rays or a CT scan, and these scans have two really, really important jobs. First, they show the doctors that the colon has gotten wider or dilated. But second, and this is the absolute key, they prove there's no actual car crash on the highway. It confirms the road is clear, and that's how they know it's a pseudo-obstruction.
All right, so once they know what it is, your team is going to be watching you like a hawk. And one of the main things they'll be tracking is the size of your colon. Trust me, there's a very good reason for this.
Think about it. If nothing is moving through, all that gas and material starts to build up, right? The colon starts to stretch, kind of like a balloon being overinflated. What your team is watching for are signs that it's stretching just a little too much, which could put stress on the wall of the colon. This actually comes down to a little bit of physics called the law of Laplace. Basically, all it says is that the widest part of a balloon, or any tube, is the part that's under the most strain and most likely to get damaged from pressure. In your colon, that widest part is right at the beginning, in an area called the cecum. So your team has a key number they're watching for. Once that cecum gets wider than 9 centimeters, that's the first major flag. It tells your doctors, okay, the pressure's really starting to build up now. We need to pay close attention. But if it keeps stretching and gets past 10 or even 12 centimeters, well, that's when the risk of a tear, what doctors call a perforation, starts to go way up. And that is the big thing everyone wants to avoid. Seriously, preventing that from happening is the #1 goal. Okay, let's talk about the most important part, the plan. How are we going to fix this? I want you to know this isn't just guesswork. There is a super clear step-by-step approach that doctors follow. And the philosophy here is really simple. You start with the easiest, least invasive stuff first. You only move on to the next step if the first one doesn't do the trick. So let's walk through it. Step 1 is called supportive care. And honestly, it's mostly about giving your colon a little vacation. No food or drink for a bit, they'll check all your medications, and they'll get you up and walking if you're able to. The whole idea is just to take all the pressure off and give your colon a chance to reset itself. And get this simple approach works an amazing amount of the time. For the huge majority of people, around 87%, just letting the bowel rest is enough to get things moving again. That's it. Now, if that rest doesn't quite do the job, we move to step 2. This often involves a medication called neostigmine. You can think of it like a jump start for your colon's nerves. It boosts those signals and tells it, hey, time to wake up and get to work. It's given very carefully in the hospital, and it works fast, usually in less than half an hour. Okay, so what if that still doesn't work? Step 3 is a procedure called colonoscopic decompression. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. A doctor uses a flexible scope to go in and just let the air out. It's like carefully deflating a tire that's been overinflated. It gives immediate relief from all that built-up pressure. And then there's step 4, surgery. Now, I really want to stress this. This is the absolute last resort. Surgery is only for those very rare cases where there's already a tear or when every single other option has failed. It's the ultimate safety net to keep you healthy. Phew. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in. So let's just boil it all down. If you're going to remember just one thing from all of this, what should it be? Let's hit the big takeaways. Number 1, this is a movement problem, not a physical blockage. The road is clear. Number 2, it's usually a side effect of some other big stress your body is dealing with. Number 3, your team is watching you incredibly closely to prevent any issues. And number 4, the treatment is a step-by-step plan, and for most people, those first simple steps are all they need. So, to wrap this all up, how can you help? Be part of your own care team. Asking questions is maybe the most powerful thing you can do. Ask your nurse, what's our main goal for today? Or is there anything I can do, like changing my position to help out? You're not just a passenger on this ride, you're a key part of your own recovery.